Hi, I'm Asher Nelson.
And I'm Gia Tomsky. This is the very first show from the broadcast class at Greenwood Laboratory School here in Springfield, Missouri.
We've been working several weeks on the stories you're about to see.
So stick around. It's time for the lab report. First up, let's talk about this unique setting for a minute. We're in a replica of a 1905 one-room schoolhouse.
And it's right here on the west end of the Greenwood campus. It was dedicated in 2005 to remind us all of the legacy of learning here in Southwest Missouri.
As our show goes along, we'll give you a closer look at some of the items here that remind us what school was like a century ago.
But now, it's back to the future for our first story. It's a look at a fast-paced weekend competition called the Four State.
It's been happening since 2008, and this time around, Greenwood was the host.
Broadcast and video production students from 6 states came to the Plaster Student Union to demonstrate their skills.
Asher has all the details in our lead story.
We all killed it. I killed it. Ian killed it. Alex killed it. We all killed it.
They're not homicidal. They're just pumped about competing at the annual Four-State video contest held at the Plaster Student Union. This year, Jay's Media sponsored the event, and 270 teens
because then we go to the full and then you zoom in on them.
Got a taste of real-world pressure and deadlines. There were over 25 contests to compete in.
I finished my spot feature.
Today I was able to participate in the cinematography challenge, which was a ton of fun, and I really loved getting to show kind of the work that I can put on and working with a partner and making my vision and like our vision come to life.
You know, it's a great event for the fall. I mean, and it's not just an event that gets us out of our own school and finding stories beyond our own school and community and getting out of their comfort zone. Give them a real world experience that's more than just, you know, you have a package you might work on for multiple weeks at a school, but here you have 2 hours to film, 2 or 3 hours to film, 2 or 3 hours to edit. That's what it's like if you go to any news station in your work.
Schools make themselves right at home at the ballroom. And Central always makes sure to bring the comforts of home, including furniture and snacks. Lots of snacks. Chuck the dog is a regular part of the Hillcrest team. If you get the idea that the contests are as much about bonding as they are about winning, you wouldn't be wrong.
The best thing about Four State is that we get to get all of these kids together in one place for an intense weekend to compete. And so I think sometimes we are isolated in our little bubbles in our programs and we don't realize how many other schools out there are doing what we do. So it's really great for the kids to see other kids do what they do.
On Friday, airlines in the United States canceled hundreds.
The contest ranged from things like solo anchor.
Sean Duffy says the reductions are going to increase next week.
Can I get your number?
To all sorts of creative film style productions. And one guy even got trapped inside his cell phone.
We got that IRL power.
The adrenaline was flowing as teams from 6 states crunched deadline. Then at the award ceremony, the ones who did it best crossed the stage to pick up their trophies. The Big Team Award is the sweepstakes trophy for the school with the most points overall. And we found one Bulldog who had a good feeling about this one.
Because of the wide range of people that we have out there competing right now, I think we have a pretty good chance.
That they did. Central took the top prize, but there was a feeling after the awards were handed out that the Four-State event was the real winner.
And it's pushing us to always be better. It's pushing us to always try harder and to get better at our skills. And I think it's really just, it's a really cool event with a lot of good energy around.
For the Lab Report, I'm Asher Nelson.
We got that IRL power.
Our next feature is about the love of flying and how one local pilot pays it forward. Kai Schaefer goes above and beyond, literally, to bring us the details.
I'm Kai Schaefer with Jay's Media, and today we're here at Springfield-Branson National Airport, reporting from the ground and about to go up.
The plane is a Beechcraft Bonanza, and the owner is Mike Noctegal.
Nothing stented or anything on the wing.
He hauled the plane out of the hangar and prepared to inspect it. This is done every time to ensure the safety of flight.
Looking for any bird's nests or anything is really important.
Mike fell in love with flying a long time ago.
It's just unbelievable when you can get in a machine and take off and look down at things rather than be, on the roads and in amongst it. It's just a whole different view. It's just still something that fascinates me, that you can kind of somewhat do what the birds do, you know.
That's where we're going to go, but first we have to do a quick run up.
Mike is the owner, but the person who took us up is Greenwood parent Joseph Inslee, who is a flight instructor. All sorts of people have taken lessons from Joseph.
The first thing that is challenging is learning how to kind of control the airplane, because it's not what you expect in it when you fly a simulator. There's a lot of things that are a little bit different when you're hand flying an airplane than when you're flying it on a computer. But specifically, I think what most people think would be the hardest thing is the landing of the airplane initially.
Finally, we were on the runway, waiting our turn for takeoff.
Here we go.
So Joe, how does it feel to fly right now?
Yeah, it feels good. We've got nice smooth air.
November 57 Golf, Kansas City Center now,
Right now
1.35.
As you can hear on the radios, it's a little bit busy getting out of Springfield, and then I'm going to let you do some flying.
And with a little help from Joseph, I had achieved my lifelong dream of flying.
So I'm pitching the plane up like this, and to turn it to the right, I roll it to the right, and then I have to apply some pressure down to ease it off and have us go fly straight.
All sorts of people go out and go fly, and there's some people that are that you meet that are very quiet and look like they're timid, and they hop in the airplane and they are the best pilots that you can imagine.
I agree.
We even got to see Greenwood from the air. For the lab report, I'm Kai Schaefer.
Raising up that nose.
One of our lab report staffers, Gwendolyn Gellner, is a volunteer at Camp Barnabas. She shows us how the camp continues to touch the lives of the campers and those who assist them.
A little over an hour away from Springfield lies Purdy, Missouri, home of Camp Barnabas. Camp Barnabas is a summer camp for individuals with physical and mental disabilities. Full-time marketing director Abby Smith loves sharing the story of Camp Barnabas.
I think if I can help share what God is doing at camp, then that's going to impact the people we serve. So we do incredible things. We provide an incredible week for our campers with disabilities. And I want to tell the world that what we're doing makes a difference in their lives, and it makes a difference in the lives of the students get paired with our campers. And so I feel like the main part of my job is to tell what we're doing as a camp, how we're changing lives through disability ministries, which is our mission statement.
To me, Camp Barnabas is a place where I can go and just make it all about the campers, and I guess give myself over to God and let him work through me how he wants to kind of portray himself through me, I guess. And I just really enjoy helping out the campers there.
Over the summer, hundreds of missionaries and campers come through the gates. The missionaries get paired with the campers and get to be their buddy for the week, going through their day-to-day activities with them and spending time with them.
I think it's also really rewarding. So I think it's really, every single time you go back, you can get that rewarding feeling.
I thought about you, the days you died and you met me between my...
At Barna Breaks, which are a weekend in the fall and summer, campers love getting to go on stage and express their talents in the much-loved talent show.
So I see our campers walk away from a week of camp and they know they're loved. They know they've had friends and people in their lives that care about them and that value them and see them for their gifts and not for their disabilities. I see the lives it makes and the difference it makes in the students that come and serve alongside them, because I believe they leave knowing that they've made a difference and that they can make a difference in the world. And I see that ripple effect in the staff and how incredible they are that come and make a place every summer for our campers. And I think so many people, really everyone that comes through our gates, leaves encouraged and leaves knowing that there's a place for them where they are loved and seen for their gifts. And I think that permeates past our campers into pretty much anyone that comes in our gates.
For the Lab Report, I'm Gwendolyn Gellner.
Basketball season is here and there's a new head Bluejay. Cooper Sladen introduces us to a coach whose career has been full of success, the kind he hopes to bring to Greenwood.
Jay Osborne is always ready for some basketball. He's a legendary coach who has over 700 wins in his career.
That includes winning a state championship at Nixa to go with 14 district titles. He's the all-time winningest coach in the history of the Greenwood Blue and Gold tournament.
I'm very competitive. I really enjoy watching good teams become great teams or better teams.
As the new head coach at Greenwood, you only have 2 seniors and a lot of underclassmen. How they play depends on their skill.
Well, every high school kid wants to play fast. They want to score a lot of points and play fast. I mean, it's going to be, I like playing fast, but we have to have smart, intelligent basketball players to do that.
Back door to the top, no flare.
Coach Osborne was inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in 2022. It was a great memory for him and those who helped him get there.
That's pretty special. More so probably for my dad and my family. You know, if you stay in this business long enough, you get enough wins and have enough success. I made the decision a long time ago not to get into school administration, to stay in the high school coaching business. So that leads to awards the longer you stay somewhere.
As his first season at Greenwood approaches, the challenges in front of him are pretty basic.
Getting everybody on the same page, the same expectations, and just kind of how I like to do things as a head coach, expectations for players.
For the Lab Report, I'm Cooper Sladen.
We're not exactly Seattle, but here in Springfield, we do love our coffee. Gia found out how national franchises and locally owned coffee vendors continue to serve their customers in different ways.
Coffee, it fuels the younger generation. 7 Brew has quickly taken over Springfield with one of 7 locations placed right in front of Jefferson Avenue. The drinks are sweet and the staff is charming.
We really try to create a welcoming and just kind environment.
6-7.
The bonds are familial and they give the sense they care.
Our customers are awesome. I have so many people who I know by name, and I get to hear about their stories and their families and keep up with them.
But things are different behind the curtain. A local coffee shop off South Street is noticing a change. The Mud House has been open and operating for almost 2 decades. Store manager Lisa has her own opinions on the customer-to-barista relationship and how that has affected the Mud House's operating style.
I enjoy the experience of connecting with humans. You can do that at a chain, you know what I mean? But it takes a very special type of person who is looking to create opportunity for those interactions, because really they're speed driven, you know what I mean? It's kind of a turn and burn type of prototype for a business.
She has no doubt about the cult following at the Mud House, a place where people go for a long, long sip of delicious handcrafted coffee or nice conversation with friends. She believes that that's what makes them different.
There's space in the marketplace for both of us because they cannot provide to their customers the experience that we provide either. And so I think that we see a lot of crossover, more than people, recognize, I think.
Contrary to popular belief, coffee chains like Dutch Brothers and 7 Brew have their own market.
We see the growth happening around us. We see 7 Brews popping up, more frequently in the area. I know Dutch Brothers is also coming into the market. We welcome that.
With interesting menus and sweet disposition, 7 Brew stays in its own lane. For the Lab Report, I'm Gia Lutomsky. The U.S. food truck market is valued at around $1.2 billion, and Springfield has plenty of trucks all over the city.
In our next story, Tyler Harrell visits with a local woman who left a desk job and discovered the joy of being her own boss and operating her own food truck.
Gaining weight, my skin was breaking out, my hair wasn't that great, and I was like, man, I need to get out of here and I need to figure out how to change my life.
Andrea Soriano's career in retail sales was taking a toll. She decided to do something completely different with her life, so she opened up a food truck here off West Sunshine in Springfield. She was determined to offer her customers healthy options.
The path I've chosen is to be here as consistently as possible so that I get those loyal customers. Finding something that was convenient and good for you was hard. I thought about it and I was like, there really isn't anything like that in Springfield other than a couple of places that kind of focus very much on the actual ingredients.
Her food truck is located on West Sunshine among many other food trucks.
We are pretty diverse in what we serve. Not a lot of us overlap, and that's where I mean, if we do overlap, that's where I find like marketing to be very important. I don't find it to be competitive because I support so much of these local businesses.
She says that when a customer does not see anything on her menu that they like, she insists on them going to a neighboring food truck. She's passionate about healthier food and has a tasty menu.
I wanted to make sure I could take that concept and make it convenient. I serve smoothies, lattes, and brunch items. Cow smoothie is on the top of the smoothie list, and then we have a smoked salmon toast that is like the #1 seller, as well as our breakfast tacos. What I serve is everything that I wish I had whenever I was working 60+ hours a week.
Andrea opened Simply Better in hopes that people would have an opportunity to eat healthier but keep the same level of deliciousness. For the Lab Report, I'm Tyler Harrell reporting.
We're back to basketball for our next segment, produced by Cade Garrett and Thomas Gilmore. They met up with a star from last year's Bluejay basketball team, Colin Clark. In his own words, he talks about becoming a Division I basketball player at Missouri State.
My brother introduced me to Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and ever since then I just fell in love with the game and continue to play it throughout my life. Basketball-wise, in high school I was kind of able to, I really had a green light, just pretty much do whatever I wanted to. I was more of an all-around player. But once you kind of, transition to a higher level of college, you kind of find your role. Sometimes it takes a while. You can't really do everything like how you used to be able to, but you just find something that you're really good at and you really stick with it. In school-wise, honestly, so far college has been easier, but it's first semester of freshman year, so wasn't really supposed to, because Greenwood was pretty difficult as well at times. But I think just studying, sticking to getting good habits, creating good habits for yourself, and just working hard is all you can do. I think as a team, obviously just winning a conference tournament, being able to go to the March Madness, which, it's a high goal, but I think we're capable of it. And then a personal goal of myself is just continue to learn from those that are older than me and those ahead of me, and just continue to work hard, find what I'm really good at, just find my spot, and just trust my work.
That brings this very first edition of the Lab Report to a close. We hope you enjoyed our old-fashioned setting for our first broadcast.
Remember to follow us on Instagram and check out our Facebook page where we post extra content from Jay's Media.
And give a listen to our podcast, Jaytalk, which you can find on your favorite podcast app.
I'm G. Lutomsky.
And I'm Asher Nelson. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.